I'm starting 12 knitting projects in 12 days, and I might regret this. Is it a brilliant idea or total madness to cast on 12 new knitting projects in 12 days? Well, that's what I'm about to find out. For the next 12 days, I'm revealing every single one of my Knitmas projects, and you can help me decide if this challenge will end in holiday magic or a hopelessly tangled mess. All right. If you're a knitter, crocheter, or any kind of crafter, you know the magnetic pull of a new project, the thrill of a fresh skein of yarn, the promise of a new pattern. It's intoxicating, is it not? And if you're like me, you also know the quiet shame of a growing pile of whips, right? The projects we start with, fiery passion, and then we just set aside for a day, a week, maybe even a year. So naturally, I've decided to lean right into the chaos. This year, I was so inspired by the incredible 12 Days of Knitmas Mystery Knit Along that's hosted by Nomadic Knits. It's this wonderful event where thousands of knitters work on one secret project, getting a new clue to the pattern each day for 12 days. It's all about community and shaking off that holiday stress. I love that. But it got my slightly unhinged, yarn addicted brain thinking, what if I took that idea and twisted it? What if instead of one project over 12 days, it was 12 new projects over 12 days? A new cast on every single day for 12 days straight. The challenge will start on Christmas Day, and then we'll go through my birthday, which is January 5th, also known as Epiphany Eve, or the 12th day of Christmas. And to make it even more fun, I'm going to bring you along with me. This is my personal Knitmas challenge. So I've scoured my Ravelry library. I've stared into the soul of my yarn stash, and I've made a list of 12 patterns that have been calling my name. Some are small, some are decidedly not. My only rules are that I have to use yarn I already own. No new yarn, with one kind of exception. We'll get to that. I mean, we have to at least pretend this is about stash busting. And I have to cast on at least one full row for it to count. Welcome back, naughty knitters. If this is your first time, welcome. I just want to extend a huge welcome to you. And for those of you who have been here before, welcome back. This is the French Knot, my little corner of the internet, where we love to talk about all the yarny, fibery yumminess. I'm Tawnya, also known as A Naughty Knitter 2 on both Instagram and Ravelry. I live in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, a cute little mountain lake town nestled up in the Pacific Northwest with my fiance, Mr. Knot, and our 3 French bulldogs, which you are going to hear because they are sitting here right beside me. We are in a new location, so let me know what you think. What I'm wearing today, we gotta talk about that. This is my DRK Everyday cardigan. I'm wearing it in the holiday spirit. It is knit up in La Bien Aimée Sport Nouveau in the colorway Caquelicot. It's 100% merino, and it's kind of a tonal yarn. You can see it has some variation in it. Oh gosh, guys, it is so soft and yummy. Love this yarn. So grab a cup of tea, maybe a cup of coffee. Let's get cozy. Before we go, look at this cup I got as a Christmas gift from my office manager. Look how gorgeous that is. Do you see the texture on that cup? It's my new favorite mug. Anyway, so grab your cup of tea, your coffee, whatever it is that's keeping you warm right now, and let's get cozy and talk about our next 12 cast-ons. So where are we going to start? All right, so the first project we're going to talk about is the Jaunty by Andrea Mowry. This is a shawl / scarf that's knit up in fisherman's rib. It has this I-cord edge on it as a finishing detail. And I have had my eye on this since she released it. This is exactly how I love to wear my shawls. And I've been waiting to find the perfect yarn. And I've actually even looked at buying hand spun yarn. I feel like that's really going to kind of lean into the project the nicest. So what I've done instead is decided to start spinning. I know it's crazy. But there's such a good deal on Black Friday. My local yarn store has semi-local yarn store, Paradise Fibers, had a deal where you spend $1,000 and you get $250 off. Plus, I got a $250 gift card. So, I mean, that's like half price basically when you do the math. So, I started spinning. Can you believe that? That's just what I need is another hobby to keep me busy, right? So, I got a couple different colorways and started spinning. And I'm going to make my own yarn for this. Now, what I used rosewood. So this is my second spin. I have a first spin that we're going to talk about later, but this is my second spin that we're going to use. And I'm leaning into the pinks. You guys, you know, I love pink. And this is a first little sample of it. I mean, it's not perfect, but it is really fun. Look at this. Oh. Are we focusing? There we go. What do you think? It's not bad for being a new spinner. So I'm going to use this to make the Jaunty shawl. And the thing about the Jaunty shawl is we don't really need a precise gauge. That's why I think it's such a perfect first time spinning project. Doesn't need to be precise. It looks to me like this is about a worsted weight gauge. So I think it's about a worsted weight and it's going to need about 900 yards. And I believe I have about 125 here. So part of this is going to be me spinning a lot of yarns. I ordered extra fiber in these colors and I'll be spinning that as part of the challenge. But I'm going to go ahead and cast this on. This is going to be one of my cast-ons. What do you think? I'm so excited. So this is knit up on a US 6 and has a 21 stitch gauge. And it's going to have a 95-inch wingspan. Guys, this is going to be enormous and gorgeous. And I am so excited. I'm so excited. Are any of you spinners? If so, do you have any words to the wise for me? Any last thoughts before I dive deep into this new hobby? Let me know. Am I making a big mistake? Anyway, that's the Jaunty by Andrea Mowry. Next up, we have the Shifty by Andrea Mowry. Now, this one comes in several sizes ranging from 30.75 to 62.75 inches. I'm kind of in between a size 2 and 3, but she does say that you should size down if you're between sizes because of the circular yoke and wanting that to fit. So that's probably what I'm going to do. Probably do the size 2, which is 34.5 inches, which technically is a half an inch too small, but I really think it's going to work. Like I tend to be very narrow through right here. And so I'm going to go for it. And then what I'm going to do is when I split for sleeves, I'm going to have a few more in front than in back. I've seen her do that on other patterns and it really makes a difference. I think it'll be just enough to give me that added girth I need right at the chest. So I hope I'm not crazy, but that's my plan. And then I'll keep it cropped because I want to be able to wear it with skirts in the spring and high-waisted jeans and all the fashionable things. So that's kind of my plan with that. And then this is just a great way to have fun with colors. So we're using Spin Cycle dyed in the wool. All right, quite the handful of yarn here. We use Spin Cycle dyed in the wool. It's knit up at a 26 stitch gauge on a US 4. And it's just super cute. It's a super cute pattern. I just think it's like, it speaks fun. And what you do is you use one colorway kind of all the way through. So this is my main color. It's Nocturne. I got this at the Flock Fiber Festival this fall. And this is Night Moves in Nocturne by Spin Cycle, which is their kind of their dark version of dyed in the wool. There you go. Isn't that pretty? And then alternating with it are these 4 colors right here. Won't that be fun? So I'm going to start with the lighter colors on top and then get darker as you go down. That's kind of my thought. But how fun is that? So that's going to be the Shifty by Andrea Mowry. And then my third cast on plan is the sweater number 26 by My Favorite Things Knitwear. I've had my eye on this for a long time. Now, it calls for a DK plus a lace weight held together. It is knit up at a 19 stitch gauge on an US 8. So it's a bigger needle. It should go pretty fast. Sizes range from 42 to 59 inches with an intended positive ease of 8 to 10 inches. So I am thinking I'm going to knit up the smallest one, the 42 inch, which will give me about 6 to 7 inches of positive ease. As we've said before, I do not like a lot of positive ease, but it's still going to be oversized. So I'm going to make sure that it's not too long, because that is when I start to look really frumpy, I feel like. So we'll keep it a little oversized, but cropped. And then what I love about this sweater is that saddle shoulder. It has this really distinct saddle shoulder on it that I think is just very, very eye-catching. And then the sleeves are shaped with a contiguous method. I've never done contiguous, so I get to learn a new skill as well. How fun is that? So how this happened, the yarn that I chose, I went to Flock Fiber Festival and I picked up this mohair just because I loved it. I had no plans for it. I just picked it up and went for it. It's by U2 Yarn, and it's, kid you not, in this beautiful colorway. It's so shiny and so pretty, and I don't think this is doing it justice, but look at that. Look how beautiful that is. Ah, yeah. And so when I went back to Flock Fiber Festival this fall, a year later, I'm like, I need to find a yarn to go with this to hold together for this project. And I found this colorway called Midnight by Fuzzy Peach Fibers. And it is their Dreamy DK. And it's 100% superwash merino in this colorway. So that's, what do you think of that combination? So that will give a little bit of dimension to it. I think it's going to be gorgeous. I am super excited for this one. So that's going to be the sweater number 26 by My Favorite Things Knitwear. And we're going to finally get some very deep stash out of my closet. I feel very good about it. So that's that. All right. Next up, I have a few decisions to make here. This is another one kind of planning for quite a while. I had been a fan of Veronica Lindbergh, also known as Kuda Vakika, forever. I think she's actually what got me back into knitting. I started watching her videos and fell in love with her. I wasn't even doing any crafting at the time. I just thought she was cute and fun. So the next one I have plans for is the stripe hype that she has. Again, we were at the Flock Fiber Festival last year, and I picked up some Trio DK, which is 70% merino, 20% cashmere, and 10% nylon in their colorway Vintage. That I thought would be a beautiful main color. And then I've been collecting some colors to go with it. Now it requires at least 2 colorways to have stripes. The really popular version has 5 contrasting colors. And I have quite the variety to choose from that I've been collecting. These are my choices. Here are my choices. Take a look at all those, and I'm going to show you which ones I'm pretty sure we're going to use. So that's the fun stuff. So what I'm thinking is going with kind of a fall vibe. So this is what I'm thinking right here for the colors that we're going to use. And then this is the base right here. And then for the trim, I'm either going to repeat one of these colors, or I've always wanted to bring in some red. I don't know. I haven't decided. What do you guys think? I don't know. It's cute either way. The other option I looked at was these 4 colors and then maybe add the orange. So those 4 colors. I don't know. They're both really lovely. So I'm not going to know until I wind them up. But I'm leaning towards the fallish one. If I really love it, I'll make another version, because you can't have too many comfy sweaters, right? So time will tell on which colorway we use. I'll be winding these up tomorrow. So basically, I've got one day to decide what colors we're using. So let's talk a little bit about this. It's a European construction, and it comes in sizes ranging from 35.5 to 70 inches with an intended positive ease of 8 to 12 inches. And she's really great with her pattern writing. She provides all the different dimensions and stuff that you need to know to get a really good fit. It's knit up on a gauge of 20 stitches on a US 6. Now I've decided to do the size small, which is the size that she apparently is. I think we're about the same size. And she is showing wearing a small, which is 41.75 inches, which gives you a little bit less than the recommended positive ease, but I think it's about what I want. It's a little tricky because you're kind of stuck with the number of stripes. What I'm going to do is measure out my row gauge after I get started and then determine how long that will make it when you get all the stripes done. And if it's going to be too long, what I might do is less rows per stripe. I hope I don't have to do all that math, but I really don't want it super oversized and frumpy. So we might have to do some math. I don't know. I mean, I'm willing to do math if that's what it takes, but we'll see. I just love this sweater and I've had it on my radar for a long time. And I just think it's going to be fun. Fun, fun, fun. Cruising. So the next one we have is also one that I've had on my radar for a while. So this one is called the Vintage Flannel. And you can only get it in the Strands of Joy that is put out by Lane Publishing. I'm not sure the name of that. So I kind of drug my feet on it because you can get it on Ravelry. And I was like, oh, do I really want to buy a full book for it? Yada, yada, yada. And I'm like, okay, I really want this. And so I went ahead and bought and then I just fell in love with it all over again. I just love this sweater. So this is one of those sweaters that if you do it really nicely, which I plan on doing it as nicely as I can, it's going to look store-bought, but you're going to know that it was knit because it says knit across the front and this little pearl on the back. And I think it's just adorable. They recommend knitting it up in Spin Cycle and Farmer Daughter Fibers Reminisce in the Sport. It comes in sizes ranging from 38.5 to 71.5 inches. I'm thinking I'm going to do the smallest size, the 38.5, because I don't want a lot of positive ease on this. It's worked top down. It is seamless, which I love, but it does have all over color work. And so it's going to keep you really engaged. The end result is just adorable. Adorable. So the colorways I chose, I got at Flock Fiber Festival this fall. For the main color from Farmer Daughter Fibers, I got Honeydew. It's this very light, kind of grungy green. Love it. Along with Bitter Pill. There we go. So that's a really fun combination. There you go. Can you see that? Is that not focusing? Come on. There it is. So that's the colorways that I intend to use. I think that'll be really cute. The Reminisce Sport is, I wish you could feel it. It is so spongy. It's going to be such a delight to knit with. It's knit up on a 21 stitch gauge on a US 6. So it's not going to be a terrible slog. Just the color work will slow it down a little bit, but it's going to be so much fun. Color work is fun because you just keep waiting to watch the design show up and to come to fruition. And so it just makes it way more enjoyable for me. And so to me, color work goes very fast, even though you're having to switch colors and pay attention to a chart. It still goes fast. So that is the Vintage Flannel in the Strands of Joy 2. So there's that. My sixth cast on, we're going back to my spinning. This is my very first spin ever. I'm going to do the Manhattan hat in the bulky version. So it's knit up in bulky weight yarn, and they recommend a US 9. It comes in sizes ranging from baby through adult large. I intend to knit the adult small, which is about 17.25 inches, because she's recommending a negative ease of about 3.5 to 4 inches, and that would put me right in that ballpark. Now, options are brimless, single fold, or double fold. Now, I did a rough estimation of my yardage, and I have enough to do the small single fold in my very first ever spin. This is just so much fun, you guys. There it is. What do you guys think of those colors? How crazy is that combo? It's like that's my first ever spin, all bathed and ready to go. I think that'd be a lot of fun. And she is soft. Like this one is squishy, soft. It's going to be uneven, but I think it'll be okay with this pattern. I think it'll lend itself to that and be very forgiving. And so I'm not too concerned about that. But isn't that fun? Isn't that fun? There is something very special about spinning your own yarn. It was a lot of fun. highly recommend it. I never thought I'd spin. I always thought, oh, leave that to the pros, but here we are. And I'm having a lot of fun doing it. Zero regrets. We are officially halfway through. 6 projects in 6 days. We have colorwork sweaters. We have hats. We have scarves. We have quite a variety. My craft corner is a disaster zone, but I have to ask, what do you think? Is this genius or have I completely lost my mind? And more importantly, if you did this, what would be the first project you'd cast on? Let me know in the comments. I need to know. I'm not alone in my tendency to start way too many things. Okay, this is a fun one. This is the Metamorphic by Andrea Mowry. Comes in sizes ranging from 32.75 to 64.75 inches with an intended positive ease of 0 to 4 inches. I'm probably going to do the size 2, which is 37 inches. I hope that's not too big, but I think it'll be okay. It's knit a bit of a gauge of 22 stitches on US 6. Now this is kind of cool because it's knit inside out. And then when you turn it the right way, you have reverse stockinette. So it's kind of cool. A little bit of texture. And so I think that'd be kind of fun. Now it's knit up, like I said, in dyed in the wool, and then Metamorphic is what they recommend. So as you know, we've been collecting Metamorphic. And this is the Metamorphic I'm going to use. It's this nice chocolatey brown. Really pretty, really pretty. And then for the spin cycle, I am going to use these skeins of my custom spin cycle that I did while I was at the fiber retreat. So I'm just going to show one. We'll show this one. What do you think? I think that's going to be fun. I think the colors go nicely together, and I think there's enough contrast to make it fun. This pattern really lends itself to this particular custom dye that I did. So I think that'll be a lot of fun. I can't say fun any more times. You're going to get sick of it, but it's going to be fun. So again, I went with my chocolatey brown. That's my old trusty. And then this. So that is the Metamorphic by Andrea Mowry. Next up, now this is an oldie but goodie. This is yarn that I got in 2024 at the Flock Fiber Festival. And it's for the Instant Crush by Locatelli. It is knit seamlessly, top down, all over colorwork. It is gorgeous. It is fun. It is all the things. You used 2 lace weight yarns held together. The sizes range from 30.5 to 76 inches, so big range. Its gauge is 19 stitches on US 6. I believe I'm going to do the 37 inch is my plan. And these are the colors I'm going to use. Oh my God, they are so fun. You're going to think I lost my mind. This is our main color, kind of that light chocolatey brown. And then look at these contrast colors. Oh my God. How fun are those, you guys? So that's kind of crazy, but I think it's going to be so much fun. So when you're doing color work, you want most of the colors to kind of be the same value. So I thought these 4 were the same value. And then this is my pop. There we go. I don't know. I think that's going to be good. I think it's going to be good. I'm very excited for it. This one has been, like I said, it's been on my radar for over a year, almost going on 2 years now. And so it's time to get it off my wish list. But isn't that fun? And I think it's going to be a perfect kind of early spring sort of vibe because it's still chilly here in the early spring. So mohair will be fine. And then these colors will just be bright and cheery. So that's what we're doing. Instant Crush by Hokey Locatelli. This is a newer acquisition that I've had. I bought the Memory Lane book called Embellished Knits to Cherish by Claudia Quintanilla of Unit Toronto. This summer, when I went to Flock Fiber Festival, I was on the lookout for fiber to do her Aureliano. Claudia says that this sweater was named after a character from Gabriel Garcia Marquez's 100 Years of Solitude. The sweater is a nod to the novel that profoundly shaped her view of reality. Aureliano, the founder of the magical town of Macondo, the most beautiful city imagined in literature, symbolizes the book's enchanting realism. The piece captures the essence of seeing the world through a magical lens where every detail holds a deeper meaning. How cool is that? I love that. So I was on the lookout for yarn, and I love Camellia Fiber Co. When I went to her booth, I'm like, this is it. This is the yarn. And so look at these colors. So it's Mohair Hill Double, and here you go. Aren't those gorgeous? I mean, come on, guys. How beautiful is that going to be? I am dying to cast this on. The main color is going to be this blue, and I think it's just fantastic. It's a gorgeous, soft, beautiful, beautiful color. And again, I think it's going to be that early spring when it's still kind of chilly, even winter. So, it's got a lot of this winter white in it. So, I mean, I can wear it late winter, early spring. It's chilly here for a while. Let's talk a little bit more about this sweater. It's got 9 sizes ranging from 34.5 to 66.5 inches. I'm going to do the size 2, which is a 38-inch circumference, because it's intended to have 0 to 2 inches of positive ease. I think I need to do the 38. I think any smaller than that might be too snug. I haven't 100% decided on size 1 or 2, kind of vacillating. It's tough. I feel like I'm in between sizes. Like my upper bust measurement is what I use, and I'm about 35 to 35 and a half. And so it's tough. I feel like I'm kind of in between sizes and I have to guess sometimes. And I don't like things too big. So I struggle. And here's the deal. I've actually never knit something too small. So I should quit being so worried and just go for the smaller size. But, you invest so much money that you don't want to make a mistake and have it too small, because then you can't wear it. You can wear it if it's too big, but you can't wear it if it's too small. Anyway, that's my struggle. That's my struggle. Tell me what you guys do. Are any of you between sizes, and how do you handle that? I'd love to know. All right, next up. Now this, the Lakes Pullover. Okay. I love the Lakes Pullover by Ozetta. This is gorgeous. It's been on my radar for a long time. It has that saddle shoulder construction that I just think is gorgeous. And in that way, it's very similar to the sweater number 26 that we're doing. But this one has a little bit more casual vibe, I think. It comes in sizes ranging from extra small to 5XL, which correspond to a bust circumference of 30 inches to 58 inches, which will give you an additional 9.5 to 10.5 inches of positive ease. So you kind of got to do some math to figure out if you don't want that much ease. They're saying size small will make a finished bust circumference of 44.5 inches. And I think that's way too big for what I want. So I'm going to go with the extra small, and which will give me about 5 inches of positive ease, which is about what I want. Now, like I said, this has a little bit more casual vibe to the look of it, more of a sweatshirt-like look. And so when I was at Flock Fiber Festival this fall, I found this farmyard wool from Wild Rose Farm. And that's located in Washington on Whidbey Island. It's 100% natural. Let me get this right. So this is 100% natural color wool, and it's from the sheep Starlight. It's a spendy yarn, but I wish you could look at the drape on that. Like, don't you want to wrap yourself up in that? Look at that. Oh, I wish you could come through and feel it. It is, oh my God, it is so yummy, you guys. It is maybe the most scrumptious thing I've ever felt. I cannot wait to knit with this. So it is 3-ply worsted weight, mill spun, Wesleydale sheep. And that's going to turn into my Lakes Pullover. Yeah, she is lovely. I just love this natural color. I don't have any other wool. It's just natural color. And I can see myself curling up in front of the fireplace with this for sure. This is yummy. I think it's kind of sweatshirty, but I think if you put some jewelry on, you could dress it up enough to wear to work, to the office. It'd be cute under a sport jacket. I think it's going to be a very versatile knit. So I don't feel bad about having spent the money on this natural wool. I'm actually very excited about it. So there you go. The Lakes Pullover by Ozetta. All right. We're getting quite the stack here. Okay. Number 11, Stitches by Veronica Lindbergh. Remember Veronica? Yes, I was in love with her, still am. This one has been on my radar for some time, and I decided while I was at the Flock Fiber Festival that I was going to pick up some yarn for it. But let's talk a little bit about the sweater first. So she's knit up in worsted weight. She has a gauge of 16 stitches on a US 8, so kind of a quick knit. The sizes range from 29.5 to 69 inches. A size small would be a 37-inch circumference, which is what I'm going to do because she only recommends 2 to 4 inches of positive ease, so I think that's perfect. Now, this is a colorwork sweater, and she incorporates this cute text as the graphic element. I just think it is so cute. That stitches is just, it's an unexpected twist, and I think it's adorable. So it is worked top down in the round, and it is a circular yoke. We're going to keep that smaller size, so I think that'll enhance the fit. But look what I found for a main color. This is Miss Babs. Take a look. See if you can see those flecks of color in that. You see that? So it's not too dramatic, just a few flecks of color. And then what I did is found from Little Wing Fibers, I found these colors to do the color work. So those are all colors that are kind of found in the main color. I think that's going to be gorgeous. I'm thinking this is going to be the stitches. I couldn't find a brown in there. This is 100% merino. I could probably find another brand that has brown, but I think this green will be cute. What do you guys think? I think that'll work. So Miss Babs and the Little Wing, I think that'll be cute. So that is the Stitches by Veronica Lindbergh, also known as Kutafakika. Love her. She has some spectacular designs, and her videos are phenomenally fun. She's just a fun lady. All right, so that brings us up to 12. The 12th one is a special one. We have talked about this before. It is for Gucci, a little French bulldog who has a brain tumor and has, as a result, has some skin that needs to be covered. And so I am going to knit up the Honey Hound sweater by Stephen West for her. Now this is knit up on DK, and I'm using the Knitting McPurley Dubrovnik DK in the colorway Jovis. It's just a winter white. It's really pretty. And then to go with it, I am using leftover Spin Cycle right here. Oh, there we go. Leftover Spin Cycle to do the colors in it. Isn't that going to be fun? I think that's just going to be so much fun. This knit up on a 20 stitch gauge on a US 6, and I'm knitting her up to size 3, which corresponds to a 19-inch chest, which will fit her perfectly. And I am so excited for her to have this. Even though I listed it last, it might be our first cast on because I want her to have it as soon as possible so she can get some wear out of it. So that's the 12 cast ons, guys. So here we are, the fruits of my madness. 12 ready to cast on projects. We have hats, we have scarves, we have sweaters, we have a dog sweater. I mean, it's glorious, it's chaotic, and it's frankly ridiculous. It's ridiculously fun. Now, looking at the pile, I have to answer the question that I asked at the start. Is this a brilliant idea or is this total madness? Honestly, I think it's a bit of both. It's mad to think I could add this many projects to my life without feeling completely overwhelmed. And the idea of finishing all these is a little daunting, but hey, I am up for the challenge. But on the flip side, I think it's also brilliant. It's forced me to use some precious skeins that I was hesitant to touch. It pushed me to try patterns that I've been waiting on and putting on the back burner. And it's going to reconnect me with some of the simple joys of starting something new. That feeling of pure potential every knitter loves. It's the celebration of cast on. We all love that. So what now? Follow me on my journey as I cast on these 12 projects. Hit the like and subscribe so you can be notified when the next vlog goes up. And I'm going to share it all with you. So follow my journey as I cast on these 12 projects. My plan is to try to make progress on all of them. And of course, I'll be sharing all of it with you. So make sure that you're subscribed so you don't miss out on the vlogs as I put them out. Because this is where I'll be taking you with me on my adventure of casting on a new project every day from Christmas Eve to Epiphany Eve in the celebration of the season. And then you get to continue to watch as I try to figure out a system of rotating through this mountain of whips without losing my mind. Because the adventure will continue. Guys, thank you so much for coming along this wild ride with me. I'd love to know what your favorite project of the 12 was. I mean, it's gonna be hard to choose, I think. If you've enjoyed this, please give it a like and consider subscribing for more knitting adventures and questionable life choices. But until next time, happy knitting! And Merry Christmas.